You know, I see TikToks on here all the time that talk about pretty girls and how they're never approached. And it's true. Like, I was just out at a bar. Black men were there. None of them talked to my friends and I. All pretty girls, black girls, none. And it's like, people say, like, finding someone to have sex with you, to take you out to eat, to compliment you is not hard. I can go on these apps clearly and find someone that's ready to have sex with me tonight, right now, without even knowing my last name. Literally does not know if I've just got rid of an STD yesterday, but is definitely willing to have sex with me right now. But finding someone that is willing to check on me when I say I'm having a bad day, that's too much. And it's just so frustrating because it's like, I'm just myself. I don't know what else to do.
All right, y'all. So I went to the grocery store and there was just this super hot guy, and I got behind him in the line to check out, and I was trying to do little things to tell him hey, come up to me, come say what's up. Didn't work. But guys, what is something that women can do to let you know hey, can you come say what's up? Can you come over here and talk to me? What are some things so next time I know? Because I don't want to be too much. So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that. But there's just too many fine men. And if it takes me, the woman, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And I'm going to just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me. So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, "Excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy," I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. The laws of physics tell us that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It would seem as though Western women are confused as to why Western men want nothing to do with them and keep their distance from them in large cases. It would seem that they have been under a rock and are unaware of the largely fraudulent social movement known as the Me Too movement. Now, yes, there were some bad men who did bad things, but the fact that so many good men were caught up in that dragnet and destroyed in terms of economics or in terms of the reputations, that most men who are knowledgeable and aware have decided to draw back from it. It being the Western dating market, and specifically the classic cold approach. It's so bad that even men who didn't cold approach at all, guys who just wanted to be helpful. I did a video a while back, and I'll link it down below, about Australian man Kenan, who simply, because he was raised this way, pulled over to help a motorist, a female who was broken down on the side of the road. He fixed her car for free. His reward for his goodwill was to have her accuse him of sexual misconduct and assault, which she made up entirely, and thank God for the video cameras that proved he didn't do it. Walking up to women today, fellas, cold approaching, which I do not recommend. If you're new here, welcome. But you guys who've been here for a while, you already know. I don't recommend cold approaching any woman here in the West, because if you, for whatever reason, aren't up to her visual standards, she reserves for herself the right to humiliate you in public and or call you a creep or some other type of disparaging name you don't actually qualify for. And what that does is it brings the white knight simps from far and wide. "Excuse me, ma'am, is this man bothering you?" Ha 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 ha, while he tips his fedora. So no, fellas, I don't recommend the cold approach. And guys are waking up. They're sharing the knowledge with other men to keep them out of harm's way. They're sharing that information with fellas. And in fact, once upon a time, as a side point, it used to be 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago where the workplace was a viable option to meet your future partner. Some of you, your grandma and granddad, she was his secretary, he was the boss, and the rest is history. But now, guys are buckled down. They have their eyes on the prize, and they are focused on work specifically and exclusively. And it's safer that way. To the young lady in the first clip, who I look at as pretty attractive. She's kind of small up top, but she might be working with a mean thing down below. She went out with her friends, which was the first problem, because most men, if they've been at all socially calibrated, know one of the worst things to do is approach a woman who you find attractive if she's in a large group of her friends, because that's a perfect opportunity for her to show her ass and show off and do something stupid if you aren't up to, quote, her standards, unquote. If you aren't tall enough, you don't make enough money, you're not wearing the right outfit, shoes got a scuff on them, something else stupid like that. Any excuse will do to disqualify you fellas. And with her friends around, she's going to feel extra emboldened. And if there's white knights as well, oh yeah, she's going full nuclear in the rejection. And most guys have endured that rejection before. They've been on the receiving end of that completely humiliating, self-esteem destroying, be gone peasant type of treatment. Those guys were there, probably just enjoying each other's company, having a drink, just relaxing, having a drink after a hard day at work, to see where the night would take them. No expectations whatsoever. My only question is, has she thought about what would happen if these guys, again, didn't meet her checklist and her friends didn't think he was good enough for her, even if she herself did? Remember, women think by committee, not by themselves. And if one of her friends, probably the ugly one or the fat one, decided for her that you weren't up to par, what happens next if you try to push the issue? Well, now the authorities are involved. This is why men who are successful black men have decided, hey, we're on the move. We're on the move because we're frustrated. We've had enough. We're working out, getting our body right, getting our minds right. And next up, after we've been made aware and have taken inventory of what it is we bring to the proverbial table, a lot of men have taken that RP and they've come to realize the one resource we have that women simply do not is time. Time works in our favor, gentlemen. And in the war of attrition, men have no choice but to be victorious. There is no biological clock for us. There is no menopause for us. A man who takes care of himself well into his elder years can still do what he has to do and still procreate, still date casually, still check off items off his bucket list with very minimal difficulty. All he needs is a beautiful young woman who allows him to take her uterus for a test drive. But for the guys who aren't looking to make that happen, several options have presented themselves. You got the Save Yourself Black Men movement, or SYSBM. You've also got MGTOW, or the men going their own way. They said, nah, none for us, please, no thank you. Also, you've got the guys who've joined the new fraternity of the Passport Bros. These men have decided to go overseas for their options. And with the dating market now being a truly global market, the options are quite extensive, because it's almost like going to Baskin Robbins. What's your flavor? Because every guy likes something a little different, and there's plenty out there for everybody, no matter which port you land in. So, there's that. Before he passed, the Godfather tried to warn him. Winter was coming. It's going to be a cold day when men finally stop giving this free attention and validation, and women were not going to know what to do with themselves when it happened. They didn't believe him. They cheered when he passed. But you know what? The man was prophetic, and now those chickens are coming home to roost.
If you date me, I'm going to be honest. I'm not the prettiest or hottest girl in the world, but you would wake up to me, a faithful girlfriend, not wearing any makeup, looking like this. I hope you don't mind my hair in a messy bun. I'm going to want to cuddle you and kiss on you and love on you before you go to work, and then make you a coffee and pack your lunch. I know it's a traditional relationship, but is anyone into that?
Look, I may be a 6. I understand I'm not a Victoria's Secret model, okay? But I promise you that if you were to date me, I am a natural looking girl that is going to want to stay at home with you, is very loyal, is wanting to stay away from the world, and for us just to cuddle. As soon as you get home, I'm going to beg for you to not go into work, and I'm going to wear cute outfits around you and cook you your favorite meals. Is that a thing anymore?
Can fucking use me as a fuck doll the whole day and like literally fuck my throat until I can't breathe, but then I want to be cuddled like a baby after.
Well, fellas, you heard her. If she's serious, and if you like brunettes with them tigger old biddies, you like to cuddle, there you go. That's it. That's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.